Hey everybody, it is SD Euro, and I will be casting my second game of the week between SkyBlaze, our Protoss player, and our Zerg player in this PvZ CALaMity. Now, weird colors, we got our teal Protoss player, sorry, green, my bad, and our orange Zerg player. I actually like orange as a Zerg color. But anyways, this is cross positions on Lost Temple, it looks like, and hopefully we'll see a pretty standard game. I mean, for as far as PvZ goes on Lost Temple, we won't be seeing any of those pesky Thor drops that we all know about on top of our expansions right here, and all the siege tank drops and all that kind of stuff. But so the probe going to put the pylon down and scout for SkyBlaze as the overlord goes out for the close positions on this map and check that out. As we do see CALaMity droning up, so probably we'll see fast expand from him today. And there goes our probe to check out, make sure there's no drone in the area that he can go quickly check out, see where that drone is coming from. Checking for the overlord, because usually if you're Zerg and you spawn either here or here, you send one across here to see if there's if your opponent is there, and usually what you'll do is you'll just get in view of this nexus and you'll turn around and get back before it, just to give you a little bit of a scouting advantage. Now let's see this. Go to the units tab and see what the 14 drones to 13 probes is what it is, what it's at right now. And this probe right here, we'll go ahead and see that fast expand coming at 2 minutes and 20 seconds for CALaMity, so fairly fast, fairly standard. And for our Protoss player, we see our 15 gateway, which is not really common, but I guess a fast expanding Zerg that is appropriate. Our probe is going to get out of there after he gets all the information he gets to get. He sees no, I believe he sees no pool down, but there could be a pool here or here, which he did not check out, but he's going to assume that there is none, and there is that pool that I was talking about. Now, this wasn't necessarily there when SkyBlaze went to check it, but we see a Vespene gas coming down for Zerg, and a Vespene gas just finishing for Protoss as the second pylon finishes. Now, the probe count now is 17 to 14 for SkyBlaze, as he does Chrono Ghost out that probes early, and he will probably put down a Cybernetic core here. Now, this is a very, very standard opening for Protoss. Other than the 15 gateway, this is very standard. You have the one gas and the Cybernetic core right after your first gateway, just to ensure that no Zerglings can put in there. Now, this usually sets a lot of Protoss players up for the standard 4-gate. We see a lot of 4-gate play, but there is that second gas going down. So this could be a heavier version of the 4-gate or even a blink stalkers, but it's a little late for that. A standard 4-gate play is the one gas, is this kind of build, but just a little bit quicker. We do see the warp gate tech going up and a stalker coming out. Couple of no Zerglings built yet for CALaMity. I don't think he sees a reason to yet, because there is no units out that can hurt him right now other than the Zealot, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's look at this. Oh, and a queen out now for CALaMity. He will lay a creep tumor first. Does not spawn larva, which is not something you see a lot, but you do quickly want to connect your expansion and your base as fast as possible so you can get down there and defend it. Now, here's a second gate and a third gate, so we probably will see a 4-gate. There we go. This is a 4-gate play by SkyBlaze, which is very, very popular in the game today. And basically what will happen is SkyBlaze will get these 3 gates down, get that last gate down, get the warp gates, get the warp gate up, and then he'll build another pylon here and probably come down maybe in behind here, or this one's very common right here, put a pylon. And what the pylon will allow you to do is warp in units and keep on the attack the Zerg or the Terran. Doesn't really usually work against Terran, but it'll allow you to keep pressure on the Zerg. But we do see 3 spine crawlers going down at an appropriate time, and this will help you a lot when defending a 4-gate. And now it's time to start making those Zerglings to defend the base, as we do see metabolic boost Zergling speed being finished as all 4 gates do get formed. We will see them move out and place a pylon somewhere down here. And Zerg does have 8 Zerglings and the 3 spine crawlers, as well as the 2 queens down in his expansion. So he's gonna know this is coming, because he does. I think he does. No, he doesn't see that the units are moving out with that overlord though. He doesn't even know about the 4 gates. But this is very standard, and again, Zerg can predict it. But the Zergling goes by and scouts this and sees everything as well as the probe. And there goes that pylon right at that Xel'Naga, so he gets to see everything nicely, and a fair amount of speedlings out, 12 speedlings, and a lot more on the way, and this could probably hold this attack off quite nicely. Now, the probe to the probe to drone production is 25 to 20 for SkyBlaze, as we do see only one stalker being warped in, so we might see some more being warped in, or nope. That is 4 zealots, which is very smart if you see all of these speedlings, but he's just assuming, based on the late pool, that there might be some there in the fast expand. Now, this is probably going to be enough with the 3 queens to hold this all off, and this Zergling will be here just to let the Zerg player know about all this. A pylon going down here probably means that SkyBlaze is going to expand soon, which is a very safe time to expand, because you do have this 4-gate push coming up, which will leave you safe and no attack on your expansion. Here comes a good surround from the Zerg player as he moves in there, and some nice force fields actually being done by the Protoss player, although the Zealots aren't necessarily in the front to take out all the Zerglings. These queens will do a lot of damage as more Zealots get warped in, but I don't think it'll be enough, and this little band of sentries and stalkers will be eaten apart by these Zerglings, and maybe a queen or two will be picked off here. And no, the queen gets on creep, and very, very, very nice transfusion on that queen as the 3 zealots and a stalker, and this last stalker and the pilot will get cleaned up. But it wasn't all of a bad loss for our Protoss player, as he does get a 5th gate down, and he gets these sentries up to defend any attack as his expansion is up safely. But we might see a counter from the Zerg player here now. No extra tech other than layer going up for Zerg in his base, and he's still sitting on 23 drones, but after that attack he can drone heavy now without the Protoss player attacking anytime soon. Nice saturation on his main, SkyBlaze has, and he's going to get up a couple more sentries, so if any Zerglings try and run in here, the most they can do is maybe run in, the sentries will block a little bit of them off, kill a little bit more off. I mean, this is pretty safe against all those Zerglings. You have more than enough force field, but here come these Zerglings here, so maybe he will or will not see that, but the photon cannon goes up, and that'll deal huge damage. Those are 2 hit those Zerglings, I believe. And, oh, the Zerglings get in. See, he cuts off about half of them, but I don't think he'll get the extra force fields in. Yes, he does. He gets more force fields, but they just squeeze through, and they'll be able to surround that zealot, and they'll be able to do probably some large amounts of damage to the probes of this Protoss player's base. This is actually beginning to look bad, but a nice force field placement on this cannon by SkyBlaze, and that'll allow the cannon to stay alive and take out a lot of Zerglings. Now here come the Zerglings taking out a lot of probes, but it looks like SkyBlaze will be able to clean this up without too many more losses. And back at the Zerg player's base, we do not see, we see the layer tech, and I don't believe there is any, nope, nothing being produced for him right now. Sitting on a lot of minerals and a lot of gas, so he has a lot of room to do something. Now you might want to go for burrow and then go for roaches, perhaps. We see that a lot in ZVPs. They're a very strong unit. And then the Protoss side, oh, what is this? Ventral sack. So we could see a drop, and Hydra drops are actually becoming a little bit more common. Our Protoss player is going to stay with his Gateway Army, at least for the time being, as he is very low on minerals after that last attack. Whereas our Zerg player, on the other hand, is sitting heavy, and he's putting down 2 more extractors. And what is this? A Roach Horn and a Hydralisk then. So we're going to see a Roach Hydralisk build, and maybe even a drop, as the Ventral Sacks are being researched, but probably most likely an island expansion for our Zerg player, which is very, very safe, unless our Protoss player will go Void Rays or even Phoenixes. But at this point, I think it's established that he is not going for that air build, although we could see anything. If the Zerg is able to effectively take this base and this base, it's a very safe 3rd and 4th base for the Zerg player. And if he can creep out this whole area, then he'll be sitting on a nice 4 base. And if he can keep our Protoss player from getting to that 3rd base, he'll clean up this game quite nicely. We do see a robotics facility, a very, very, very late one for a Protoss player, but he's going to need those observers out, probably to take out some more of these creep tumors, which are well placed. And actually, we see 2 evolution chambers, so he's going to be upgrading his ground army here. And we see the upgrade for Hydralisks. Hydralisk range is being upgraded, and Roach speed is being upgraded. So we will see a Roach Hydra concentrated army, and I don't think it'll be any more variations from that. Protoss player now is warping in some more sentries, and the robotics facility is just about finished, so he will get those observers out, see this tech hopefully, and be able to counter it fast enough. Now, he may be going for Colossus play, which looks like it's what it's going to be, otherwise there'd be Twilight Council down, and then a Templar Archives probably over here in the corner to take that out, but we're probably going to see a Sentry Colossi based play. Now we're going to see if SkyBlaze does see that Overlord, and he does not, so that's a very good Overlord placement by CALaMity, able to see everything that he needs to see right here, I believe. And yes, he's going to see this army, he's going to know what's here for the majority, no extra tech, no Colossi, he doesn't know anything about that, but he does see that based army, and he knows that he's safe to expand right now with a lot of roaches, and would be able to counter those Zealots quite nicely. Now, do we have any Hydras built? Yes, we do. We have 10 Hydras being built right now, as well as missile attacking Carapace 1, and more creep tumors going up, as well as the Observer coming out for SkyBlaze. Oh, and we do see the robotics bay, and thermal lines is being upgraded, and we might see a 1 robotics facility Colossi play, which is actually very strong if you know how to manage it well. Getting a ton of units out right now as our Zerg player, and expanding quite safely after he fed it off that 40, which leaves a Protoss player a little behind. And our Zerg player's Overlord placement is very nice, being able to see anything he pretty much needs to see as far as air attacks or maybe a drop, DT drop or anything like that. But our first Colossi will come out as our Protoss player's army movement, but I believe our Zerg player will have seen that. Yes, he will. Yes, he will have seen them all move out, so he has a basic idea of what the army composition is going to be like. So he's going to get his army together and try and move up on this with this creep, and we'll see if SkyBlaze does see any of this tech. So basically, he sees none of this tech.